welcome everybody. Excited for our afternoon together. Did anybody have fun this morning? Did anybody take some notes or learn something? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So my lovely assistants are handing something out for you guys. We have some interactive things to do. So again, my name is Pam Hadler. I'm a triple diamond. I've been in the business for, it was 5 years in September. And do you want to introduce yourself really quick?
Hi, I'm Lynn Carver-Quinn. I'm a triple diamond, and we're ready to pour into you. I've been in the business 6 years. It was just 6 years in November, and so we are excited to pour into you today.
Okay, you ready? You guys maybe just take and put a handful down each aisle, and they can just take them if that makes it quicker. Instead of handing them out individually, just give a stack, and whoever's at the end, catch the extras for us. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, is we're going to start out with some goal setting, because as your little sheet says there, what does it say at the bottom? There's a really good quote that I don't have memorized. If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time, right? So better to have a roadmap, some goals, something to follow, than wander aimlessly and not know where you're going. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, to set your goals, it's also important to remember your why. Because you're going to have, ebbs and flows in your business, you're going to have ups and downs and everything in between. And at the end of the day, when you can bring yourself back to your why, the whys will help you get through the hard times, and they'll drive you through even faster the great times, okay? So I just want you to take a couple minutes, write your why down, and then we're going to do, thank you, hon, so much. And then we're going to do some goal setting. And literally what I did is set out for you a 30-day goal, 60-day goal, 90-day goal, 6-month, 1 year, 5 year. And now what we're doing today is business, thanks, honey, is business related. So these are going to be business goals. You can, of course, use this for every other aspect of your life, but for this time period, let's stick to business. So when you're looking at those, a great thing that will help you is the income chart. Right? If your goal is to make an extra $500 a month, awesome. You're shooting for Ruby, right? If your goal is to retire your husband, maybe you're shooting up here. If your goal is to be a millionaire in the next 5 years, your goal is probably over here, right? So you want to look at where you're going. And you can write whatever with your goal. I think ranks are good. Like when I set out my goals, I put specific volume within my business attached to a paycheck. And then timelines of how fast I want to get there and where I want to be. So just take a couple minutes, and I want you to fill that out, figure out what your number is, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. And I have no music for you, and I promise you I will not sing. So here we go. Yeah, this isn't rocket. Like, you can fill it out more thoroughly when you get home, but so here's the thing. If you're a distributor, your 30-day goal probably isn't going to be ambassador, right? Let's have some realistic. But why not have your 30-day goal be executive? Why not have your 1 year goal be, like, I'm an overachiever. I don't always hit the mark, but I'm always running hard for it. So, but whatever works for you. So yeah, let's do five minutes. I could try to hip hop for bebop.
And for your 5-year goal, some of you might kind of struggle with that. Take money out of the equation. Focus on the money for your 30, 60, 90. So 5-year goal, take money out of the equation. If you could have something, what would it be? If you had all the money, because you're going to be making money, right, after 30, 60, 90 days, what would you do? If you had the money and you want to dream big, make it big, and go.
I don't always pay the best attention, so could somebody tell me where the diamond above room is?
It was supposed to be in the room here, we were supposed to eat it.
Oh, downstairs.
Downstairs to your left. Crystal, I don't know.
She won't sing, but she might dance.
That was low. Huh? I was doing what my little girl does for tap. Okay. Oh, turn it on. Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, if you didn't get it done, no worries, you can finish it later, but here's the deal. Couple of things. First of all, it's super important, I think, to share your goals with somebody, okay? I think sometimes we're not quick to share goals or what we're going after, what we want to do. Maybe number one, we don't have the belief within us that we can actually achieve and make them. Has that ever happened to anybody? So when you share it, when you put it out there, you're speaking life into yourself and you're speaking life into your business. And that is very, very important, okay? So I'm going to encourage you to do a couple things. I'm going to encourage you to share your goals with your family, so your partner, your spouse, significant other, but also your kids, or whoever that person in your life is most important to you, your parents, whatever, okay? It'll help them know where you're going and what you're going after, and share with them your why and why you're doing it. I think that's really important too. Sometimes my kids give me a hard time about going places and being gone and doing. Does anybody else have kids that give them mom guilt ever or dad guilt?
All the time.
So I sit them down and I say, do you like to eat? No. I say, well, I have said that before. But I remind them, like, you know, look at the things we're getting to do. Look at, you remind them the why behind it and what you're doing, and that's a good thing. The other thing, I know Lynn's gonna briefly talk about this, is awesome. You have your goals written down. You've programmed it in your car, which she's gonna say more, but if you don't start your engine, if you don't press on the gas, you don't have that extra plan of like actually doing it, you're never gonna get there. So if you have these goals, but you choose to not work towards your goals, you will never hit them. So that's what we're gonna do next, is we're gonna give you tools and tricks and a plan of how to reach your goals.
Do you wanna? Yep.
So when you get in your car to go someplace, or at least when I do, I program it in my GPS, right? So I know where I'm going because it tells me where I'm going. So if you don't know where you're going, how do you expect to get there? If you have a goal of Ruby, then you need to know what you need to do to get there, and you need to talk to your sponsor, whatever. You know, I'll be honest with you. I started this business to make $600, and Jessica, we were at a meeting and she said, my next check's gonna buy a Coach purse. I didn't know anything about Coach purses, just that they were expensive and I would never own one because I'd be afraid somebody would steal it. But I knew that if she was gonna make that kind of money, I wanted to go where she was going. So even if it's find a buddy, like Pam said, share your goals, if you're both going to the same place, then hold each other accountable. And, or find somebody that has where you want to go or has what you want and work with them. How did you get there? What did you do? Because it's not all sitting at home, you know. Yeah, you can text and you can do Facebook, that's great, but you still need to build relationships with people. So know where you want to go so that when you hit start, you know where you're going. You're not just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. So the next thing, Pam, did you have anything else on goals?
No.
Okay, so the next piece of paper that's coming around is a roadmap to Diamond. So we're going to kind of just walk through this. I'll start with the distributor, and then Pam will come up and we'll just kind of sharing this. But it's a 4-week plan, so it's that's 30 days. So as a distributor, what you need to do to get to Diamond and earn a $10,000 bonus. Woo! Yes. So week 1, you need to launch or relaunch your business if you're sitting at distributor and you haven't done anything for a while. You have to post on Facebook, you know, have an online party, and lead that into your, what I do is I lead that into my in-person party, because then people can get online and see what it's all about, so then they're excited to come to the party and try it. Email all your contacts and complete the steps to success. So that's 3 DTs on your front line. And so then week 2, have a second party, another launch party, share your story with people, follow up on the leads that you got from the last week, complete the steps to success again. And this is stretching, but if you really want to go and you really want to get there, you have to stretch yourself. You really, really do. I didn't just overnight wake up, you know, triple diamond. It's hard work and it can be fun, but it's, you know, keep going. Yeah, Pam did. So then week 3 is have a third party, launch your 3 new DTs, follow up from the leads from the week before, complete steps to success, and all 6 new DTs complete their steps to success. So you're helping them. There's a reason you get a fast start bonus, and there's a reason you get a 5% enroller bonus. Even if you place that distributor, that doesn't mean you just say to that person, she's your responsibility now. You placed her, you still have a responsibility to work with her, so build those relationships and help them get launched. And then week 4, it's a 4th party, sharing your story again, following up, steps to success, And so it just goes through where to place these people too. If you have people, you know, I don't place everybody, but there is a time and a place to place, and if that's your goal, is to get to diamond in 30 days, then you need to place.
Okay, so I was busy counting. I can't multitask that well. So if you didn't see on the side, it says distributor, executive, Ruby, Emerald. So pick where you're at. If you're a distributor, here's what you're gonna do to go executive. And then all the way to diamond, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and read all these because you guys can clearly see it's not rocket science. This is the point, okay? And hopefully what you'll see as we go is we're tying it all together. Here's some goals. Here's your roadmap. Oh, look, we talked about follow-up later. Oh, look, in a second, we're gonna talk about what to do on a daily basis. Like, it all goes together. There's a method to the madness. But what this entails, if you want to move fast and get to this place, is it involves working hard, and it involves completing your steps to success, ideally on a weekly basis. If you do it monthly, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, our goal should all be monthly steps to success. But if you want to move fast and you want to move towards those bonuses and you want to move towards, it's the thing, you know, the pay scale, you're gonna ramp it up a little bit. I'll get to your question in a second. I see your, okay. Success loves speed. That is a really important thing for you guys to remember, and I cannot emphasize it enough, because the minute you slow down when you have any sort of momentum going on, I can tell you from experience, momentum is a difficult thing to get back, right? So any sort of momentum, I don't care if it's one person that's so darn excited, you ride that momentum with that person and you go. That's how you're gonna build your business. And it's not that you have to go 24/7 forever, but when we come through these periods of time where you have momentum, where there's excitement, where we're coming to boom season, this is the period of time where if you want to reach those goals, if triple diamond is the goal that you've been going after and going after and going after and just haven't gotten there, then you know what? Maybe now's the time to pull up your bootstraps and say, I am going to get it done. There's nothing that's going to stop me, and I'm going to go after it and I'm going to get it done. And yeah, you're going to sleep flat. I don't even know how I got to, basically I got to triple diamond in 4 months. I went Ruby, I stayed there, I'm comfortable, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to get to work, giddy up, and then I went triple in 4 months. I don't even know how I did it because I was so darn excited. I just rode that total momentum. I told everybody and anybody I knew. I completed my steps to success over and over and over again, not really even knowing. We didn't talk about steps to success back then. But you ride the momentum. And this is a great roadmap of what physically it'll take you to do. Like if you're filling in those boxes, and remember the boxes are people, right? To get to where you want. Then use this for the people you're bringing on board. Like, I don't know what Mark has up his sleeve for conference, but I know that every year he outdoes himself time again. Anybody else seen that in the past? You know something is coming. So why not say today is the day? Today's the day I start. I'm busy. Christmas is coming. You know what? So is Easter. Get on it. Like, there's always going to be something that's coming in the way. So start working today. Because if you've heard me on a Zoom or you've heard me on a call or whatever, I'm like, oh, I feel like I beat a dead horse. But it's the truth, is that the people that you see claiming those bonuses, promoting, you know, checking things off their dream board, walking the stage, they don't do it because they started to work when everything was announced at conference. They're the people that chose to do something now. They chose to plant seeds, they chose to follow up, they chose to stay up a little later and get up a little earlier. They chose to get uncomfortable, right? Those are the people that you're seeing have the success. So hopefully this will get you there. Did you have a question?
This is probably a dumb question, but I don't know what PP first stands for.
I've done the same thing. No, I have the same thing.
Party pad?
Ah, there we go. Party pad first, is that?
I don't know. What's that PP? This is Lynn's baby. I'm gonna blame it on her.
Blame it on me. I would say
We'll just go with it's party pad. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Who cares? Like, like you get the gist of it, and I mean that respectfully, I really do. Like, I don't really know what that means, but I'm still gonna do everything. Like, to me, it means use the party pad and follow the steps. I'm gonna infer. It's just like my interpretive dance. Okay. Okay, are we there? That's only funny if you've seen it happen. Okay.
Okay, so if you wait for the time to be perfect, you're gonna be waiting for a long time. So just do it. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about self-management, not time management, because you can't manage time, but you can manage yourself. Okay, so only you can do this because I can't fill out your day planner for you, and I don't know if you use a electronic one or paper one. I use paper. I want to see what I'm doing. So how do you spend your time? So here's what I tell my distributors. Open up your day planner and mark down your non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are if you have a 9-to-5 job, whatever. And then, and your kids, but then you're going to figure out how much time you have to work at Works. And be diligent with it. If you want to go fast to the road to Diamond, then you got to be willing to put in some time. It doesn't happen overnight. I can tell you Pam put in the time because I watched her. She's on my team and she put the time in. When I started the first year, I did an event every weekend except the weekend I got married. Okay? So when you have your It Works time, we're going to use 15 hours just to make it easy with the math. A third. A third on your business. A third self-development. Because if you're not doing self-development, it's going to take you a long time to get here. And then a third working with your team or going to team meetings. Now, if you don't have a team, then it's 2/3 on your business. I color code everything so that I can open up my calendar and I can know last week where I spent my time. 4th of July week, I had too much fun and family time. I needed to kick myself in the butt and get back to work. Do something every day that scares you. If follow-up scares you, if blitzing scares you, do it every day. I promise you, it won't be scary anymore, but you have to stretch yourself. I use a best rest prep on my calendar. So my best days are out working, my prep days are team meetings, meeting with my distributors, and then I take a day to rest. And sometimes it's a whole day, and sometimes it's a half a day here and a half a day there, just to keep myself fresh. Be grateful, and this is a really big thing. If you didn't get there, I know not a lot of people did, but Cindy Pentecost did the first It Works Women's I Get To conference. Journal every day and be grateful for one thing. Even if you set a goal and you didn't achieve it, be grateful. Have a grateful heart and journal, and it will help your self-development immensely. I go for 1 book a month. Don't overthink it, just do it. Because a lot of times too many people, they overthink managing, oh, I have to do this and I have to do this before I can do this. Just stop. Just get your blitz cards out, put them in your purse. I seen somebody say, oh, I'm going to Florida and I'm going to blitz all the way there. Do you blitz at the gas station when you go get gas? Because if you don't, you're missing out. Somebody else is going to. Work your own backyard too. Don't forget about your backyard. You don't have to go someplace to work this business.
Okay, so here's the deal. For me, non-negotiables, I do the same thing. I take my calendar, I put my non-negotiables in. This will help you stay organized. I haven't been a big calendar person in the past, so even if you're not, you don't have to get a beautiful Erin Condren or whatever. Go to Staples, go to Target, go to Office Max, just grab a planner. And put your non-negotiables in there. Maybe your non-negotiables are your 9-to-5 job. Maybe it's that you've got to pick your kids up and take them to practice, or you need to clean your house, or whatever those non-negotiables are that you're going to work out, like that you're going to meal prep. That's a part of life that is part of that is a non-negotiable, I believe. Okay, But then also don't let the non-negotiables be an excuse for you. So I promise you, my children are busy. Like they're at crazy ages right now where I am a professional chauffeur. I'm on the road all the time, and I'm at games and I'm at whatever. But I also utilize that time while they're at practice or I'm watching a game, and I'll message people. Like you can still multitask and use that time to follow up and do different things. Before I go on, I also want to say this too. So Lynn and I are up here and we're giving you tools of how you can maximize your schedule, really work and work hard and work towards it. But I have had people in the past be like, you know what, I'm just not willing to do that, and so I'm out. Well, here's the thing, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. So if you decide that you don't want to put this much time towards your business, that's okay. Just know you're not going to move as fast as maybe the next person, but don't quit, right? Make it work for where you're at with your life and be okay with that. But you have to be okay with the outcome as well, all right? Does that make sense to everybody? So please don't walk out of here being all pissed off and being like, oh my God, I can't do what they said. You can do whatever you want to do. We're just telling you how to get there quickly. Okay, so non-negotiables. Here's what I do every night before I go to bed. I do a daily 6 list. If you're not doing a daily 6 list, you need to start doing a daily 6 list. This is what you're going to do. You're going to write things down, because at the end of the day, you know, like, okay, I got to remember, I got to call that person, and I got to do this, and I got to, whatever it may be. Get your daily 6 list so that when your feet hit the floor the following morning, you know exactly what you need to do. You don't have to think about it. My brain does not function well in the morning. Like if you see me tomorrow morning, please don't come up to me too loudly. Slow. That's how I function in the morning. But if I have a list to look at, I'm going to be able to hit the floor and go. Okay? So make sure you're doing that. Make sure the daily 6 list is income producing activities. Organizing your office, great, do it. That's not part of your 6 list. Okay? Because you could organize your office for a year and it's not gonna, you're not probably gonna reach your goals. Right? I did have somebody, I don't want to throw her under the bus, she's not here today, bless her. She's had so much growth. We were at a team meeting once and we were talking about year goals. And she told me her goal for that year was to organize her office closet. And I was like, if you know me, like to keep my, I was like, oh great! Like, I don't know what to say to it. I digress, I'm sorry, that was squirrel. Slightly laugh a little, okay. 6 list, okay. And then what I do every day is I do power hours. Does everybody know what a power hour is? No. No, okay. A power hour is a set amount of time where you're not going to answer a call, you're going to lock yourself in your office, there's no distractions, right? Turn the TV off, if you need some mood music, that's fine, but you're going to get some work done. A power hour does not have to be an hour, it can be 20 minutes. Uninterrupted, you're going to get something done, okay? And then you're going to do different things during this power hour. I like to use my timer on my phone because, say I'm messaging on Facebook, what can happen very quickly? Squirrel. Anybody notice I have a squirrel problem? Right? Or you can just get sucked into things and you don't realize how much time you had. So I usually give myself either 5, 10, or 15 minutes to complete something. So I'll do different things every single day for my different power hours, and I do them throughout the day when I have a chance. So I block those out. And so, but this is, power hours for me are getting new people, it's getting new distributors, getting new loyal customers, building relationships, following up with customers. It's all encompassing, okay? So some ideas of different power hour activities for you. I was supposed to have a slide for this, but I kind of forgot, so work with me. I'll get you one later. Is...
Friday?
Huh?
Friday, we can get that Friday?
Friday, yep, Friday. Okay. Okay, power hour goals. Don't distract me, Greg. Squirrel. Is, you know what? I'm going to go through and I am going to add to my network. I'm going to go into different groups on Facebook or different hashtags on Instagram, and I'm going to add to my network. 10 minutes. I'm going to add, I'm going to add, I'm going to add. I'm going to go into groups, I'm going to interact, I'm going to do that. Then another 10 minutes, I'm going to go to my Facebook list of my prospects, my hundreds list, and I am going to be somebody's friend. I'm not going to message them about the business. I'm not going to message them about the products. I'm going to send them a message and be like, I think your kids are so stinking cute. Where did you get that outfit? I got to have that for my kid for Christmas. Or do you tan? You look like you tan, but I don't look like, do you use a self-tan or what do you use? Or just commenting, right? Not just liking, commenting. The more you interact with people, and I'm obviously talking social media here, the more you interact with people, the more success you will have. You need to be that person's friend, and you need to be that person's friend truthfully. Like, don't just do it because you're putting on an act to get, you want to actually be genuine with that. Another power hour is, it's BOGO. I'm just going to message 15 minutes. I'm going to go and find all my people that I've messaged in the past about wraps, and I'm going to message them about BOGO. Another activity for 10 minutes is, what I do every day is I look at my business posts from the day before, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, and I look to see who liked them. And anybody that liked them, a like is a lead. I'm going to message them, hey, thanks for the love, I appreciate the support. Are you interested in hearing more about the wraps? I'd love to tell you more about the opportunity. Would an extra $500 be helpful for you? So that way I don't get sucked into it throughout the day. I have one time a day for about 10 minutes where I'm messaging people from the day before. So I will get you guys a list, okay? I'll get you a list, and I'll have, not everybody's probably on Crystal's team, huh? Please do not all individually message me, because I may lose my, if I do that, my mind. I was gonna say something else. But I'll get it to you, okay? And if you're on somebody else's team, then have your upline just message me and I'll get it to them for their team page or whatever. Does that make sense? Okay. Melissa, throw me out some other power hour activities we've been doing. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, biggest thing
Covered the big
though,
ones.
biggest thing though is using your timer, okay? And don't give me the excuse that you only have 15 minutes. Awesome, take that 15 minutes and do something wise with it, right? You're gonna do really well. And do it with your team too. Get together and have a wine Wednesday, or get on a Zoom and just interact with your team on the Zoom, and then you can have victory together when you sign a customer and do all those kinds of things. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you that I've been doing this consistently since the beginning of August, and it has changed everything about my business. And my business was already good, and it's just brought a whole new life to my business by keeping on track like this and really utilizing those power hours.
So here's what I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I have a 6 list. I have a 6 list for my business, and I have a 6 list for myself, because I don't have a cleaning lady. So every day, Monday through Friday, I pick if I'm going to clean the bathrooms one day, do laundry one day, whatever it is, and it's at the top of my calendar. So, but what I will do is I only stay at home 2 days a week and work power hours like that. Otherwise, the other 3 days a week, I post that I'm out doing a power hour at a coffee shop. And when I post it, then my team knows that they can come. Sometimes I don't post it because sometimes I just need my time. But I take my timer to the coffee shop. I have my can of energy sitting on the table, my bag of greens chew so people know what I do, and I set the timer. And then when the timer goes off, then I'll look. And then I go to another task. So if it's Facebook for 20 minutes, and then I'm going through and making phone calls for 20 minutes, and I'll tell you, every time that timer goes off, everybody around is going like this. And then they'll come over and say, hey, what are you doing? Perfect opportunity.
Okay. Here's the thing, you guys. This isn't rocket science. Like, it's not, anybody can do this, right? It comes down to having consistency, having some gumption, having some drive, but just doing it day in and day out. But you can see how it's all taken together. Okay, we've got daily activities. You're going to take control of your calendar. You're gonna go after it. You have a goal that you're moving and working towards. You're gonna follow up. You're gonna do all those things that will help build your business. And so, if you came here looking for, the secret sauce or a magic pill, I'm sorry I don't have it for you. But what I can tell you is that being consistent day in and day out and having unwavering belief in yourself will change everything for you. You're in the right company. You have the right products. You're here at the right time. But do you have the right belief in yourself? Like, that's what it comes down to. I don't care if you tell yourself you're a master every single day, it really doesn't mean anything until you start to believe it. So, think to yourself, if you're having a day, because we all have days, right? Look at Crystal, Ambassador Diamond. What do you think she does on a daily basis? And what I'm doing today what an Ambassador Diamond would do. If it's not, and that's what your goal is, then maybe you need to rethink what you're doing on the day in, day out basis. And at the end of the day, you're accountable to yourself. You know, this is your business. Nobody's here to babysit you. Nobody's gonna hold your hand. We'll cheerlead you on and we'll be here for you. But if you come, like if you're on my team and you come to me and you're frustrated or whatever, I mean, the first thing I'll say to you is, when's the last time you signed a customer? When's the last time you signed a distributor? When's the last time you had a party? When's the last time you messaged somebody? Show me your calendar. Like, you gotta be doing those things day in and day out. It really does make a difference, okay? And how many people in here have kids still at home? Right? Kids are kind of non-negotiables. Like, you kind of got to take care of them. And I mean that. I would lay my life down for my kids. I love my kids, but it can be hard. I get it. It's like, my kids are busy. When I started this business, my kiddos were 5, 7, and 9. Now they're 10, 12, and 14. Very different ages, still extremely needy in a whole different kind of way, and more expensive. Like, right? Do they get more expensive as they get older? Oh my God, that's a whole different, I'm gonna have to do a therapy after this. But don't let your kids be your excuse, because I'm guessing that your kids are probably part of your why, right? So let it drive you. Figure out how to make it work. When you're off to the volleyball game, you know, talk to a mom about your business. Wear your gear, have your lanyard out, message somebody. When your kids are laying down and all you can think about is how badly you'd like to lay down and take a nap with them, just don't do it. Go to bed at a decent time. Don't stay up all night then, because you gotta take care of those kids and yourself. But work towards what you want, not how you feel, right? Not every day do I feel like working my business, but I have a goal I'm going after, so I'm working every day towards that goal.
So a lot of times I hear, you're lucky you got in when the getting was good. Okay, there's nothing lucky about it, okay? Luck has nothing to do with it. If you don't think I worked my butt off, okay, but it's worth it. And you know, we had so much fun when I started that it didn't even seem like work. So successful people are not gifted, they just work hard and succeed on purpose. So I'm just gonna get you a little interactive here. So I read this statistic. In 1980, 90% of the people in America worked for somebody else. So if you or your parents worked in 1980, worked for somebody else, stand up. Okay, look around. Very few, okay? Today, a third of the population work for themselves, including network marketing. You can sit down. So that's just to show you, look at how many people and their parents work for somebody else. It's shifting, okay? We're getting smarter. We want to work for ourselves. We want to build our own dream and not somebody else's. Okay? If I can do this, you can do it. I'm nothing special. But I will tell you this. I also read this, and I'm going to quote it because it hit me. Because it's like me, I'll describe. Experiences like tragedy does not mean you will never be happy again.
Can you read that again?
Experiences like tragedy don't mean you will never be happy again. Okay, I was a widow at the age of 37 with 2 kids, 2 boys, 10 and 11. Okay, I incurred a lot of debt because I didn't want to say no, because I didn't want them to think I couldn't provide because their dad died. When I met Crystal, I was filing bankruptcy and I was losing my house in foreclosure. It was funny, I had some people over at my house and Kelly Seidenkranz asked my son, my youngest one, what changes do you see in your mom? And he's like, just, you know, where she was and where she is. And she says, well, how about her confidence? He says, oh no, she's always had that. But I knew, you know what? Tragedy happens and life goes on. And it is so easy. I could have pulled the covers over my head and said, you know what, screw life, I'm done. But I had 2 kids to raise. And you know what? I could not do anything. What would I be teaching them? So here's the deal. You have a business to work. What are you teaching your kids if you don't ever work. That business isn't going to grow. It's not going to provide. And Sarah, who was on Pam's team, she was going for the loyal customer bonus, and she said to me, the kids are always getting mad because I'm leaving the house. So she put up 60 circles. And every time she came home from a party, they got to fill in a circle. And when the 60 was completed, they got to get rewarded. They were very quickly anxious for her to go to a party. You know, that's all that took.
Yeah, that's something, the loyal customer program is amazing, by the way, and so if that's something, just a side note tip, so Sarah and I came up with the idea of having her have 60 circles, and every time she got a loyal customer, they got to exit off, and then the reward was once they got the 60 circles, which meant they got the $600 a month customer bonus, that their family went on a trip to Disney World. So, I'm not saying you gotta go to Disney World, but like, Legoland? I don't know. All right.
Lynn, can you see that?
I have a,
She wants that quote again. What was
Sorry,
it?
one more time.
oh. It is, experiences like tragedy does not mean you will never be happy again.
Did everybody get that? Experiences like tragedy does not mean you'll never be happy again. Okay, we're gonna a couple closing things here, and then we're gonna open it up for questions. Okay. I just want you guys to think about something. First of all, if you've got some goals you're going after, just stop with the excuses. I want you to have no excuses. Truly put your blinders on. I didn't know what that meant for a long time, but is anybody here competitive? Yeah, so I'm super competitive, but I found that I'm really, really competitive with myself. So what I did is I was putting myself up to everybody else and watching other people move in the business, and other people move faster than me in the business, and it turned into, what's wrong with me? Why am I not doing this? Why is this not happening for me? And comparison is the thief of joy. So if you want to tank your business, that's the thing to do. So put your blinders on and don't pay attention to what race the next person next to you is running. Pay attention to your own race and what you're doing. You got to get right with yourself. That's why the personal development is so vitally important on every aspect of this business. And it's obviously not only going to help your business, but it's going to help your life. You've absolutely got to get right with yourself and have your head on straight, and that will help you tremendously. And just make a decision that you're going to go after it. I have a little quote here, and then I'm going to turn it to Lynn. And has anybody read any books or listened to Stephen Furtick at all? I love him. And so I read his book Unqualified a couple months ago. So good. If you haven't read Unqualified, and this was something that just hit me. So God wants you to blow the lid off your expectations of yourself. Stop talking about who you are, not, and what you cannot do. And start listening to what God says about your life. Stop labeling yourself and start letting God do whatever He wants in you and through you. I just thought that was amazing. And if you didn't listen to, there was a Show Me the Money call maybe a month ago with Dr. Don and Carla Burns. And it was so crazy amazing. And Dr. Don said this, and it just made me like, I mean, there's so many parts about it, you gotta listen to it. And he was like, why do you say what you are? Why not talk about who you're gonna be and who you are? So if you're like, yeah, I'm a distributor. No, I am a diamond. I am in the right place every single day. I have this written down. I'm in the right place at the right time. I meet the right people every day. I enroll customers and distributors daily. I help people be healthier. I help people change people's finances. I say the right things. Words come easy to me and it flows easily out of me. People want what I have. I complete my steps to success weekly. I am disciplined in all areas of my life. I work consistently. I attract runners in my life. I continually and consistently make an average of $40,000 a month. I read daily. I'm a product of the product. I am patient with my kids. I put my family first and give them quality time. Like, speak life into your business and into yourself and start writing that down every day and just working towards that.
You want to add some stuff in the question? Yes.
So one tip I have is, and I do it every time I go, when my notebook here runs out, I'll get another one. I don't just carry a notebook with a plain cover. This one says, some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard for it. I always carry a journal book that has a quote with it. And really, if you want to get to the next level, like we said, to sum it all up, change your perspective. It's up to you. Change your input, self-development. That's your biggest asset with this company. Relax. If you need to get more sleep, get your sleep because you work better fresh than tired. And keep working, don't quit. The only way to fail is to quit. So these are a couple of my favorite quotes. Don't just chase your dreams, you have to live them. If you're going to settle for just chasing, you're always going to be chasing. But if you truly want to live them, you can. You have the right tool. And I get to give thanks. And Cindy Pentecost, when we went to that women's conference, we got a box. And this was on a piece of wood that we can put in our office. So when you're out, every day I want you to write, I get to, and I want you to put it all over, okay? All over your house, your car, whatever. And the next time you say, I have to go pick up my kids, I want you to stop yourself and I want you to say, I get to go pick up my kids, because I will challenge each and every one of you right now. If you say, just say, I have to go pick up my kids. Okay, but now say, I get to go pick up my kids. Can you feel the shift inside of you? It's just changing the words. So I get to, so let's flood Facebook with I get to instead of I have to's, and just give thanks. You know what? God put you here, and don't ever think that that didn't happen. Don't underestimate that, because He had a plan for us, and He put this business in our path for a reason. So if you're thinking of quitting, use your God-given talents and go, you know what? He put me here for a reason. And then make that reason happen. So don't just chase your dreams, go out and live them. So now, does anybody have questions?
I have two. The loyal customer thing, can you kind of just quickly go over that? Is it 60 customers a month, but you have to keep them, and you get, or how does that work?
Okay, the loyal customer bonus, it's 60 loyal customers, and once you're a loyal customer, they're a loyal customer forever. So they don't have to be active. However, if they cancel, that would come off. Like if they called and said, no, cancel me. But it's also keeping a PBV of $3,000.
Okay.
So if you have 60 loyal customers, but your PBV is under 3,000, you won't get it. But the great thing about the customer bonus is that you can lose it for a month, but you can get it back the following month.
Okay, and you have to sign the 60 in a month? Or how?
No, it's forever.
Oh, it's just whenever.
Yeah, it's cumulative.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other question was, what are good self-development people to watch, like on YouTube or?
John Maxwell is great. Anything Zig Ziglar is fabulous.
Jim Rohn is my
Jim
favorite.
Rohn is great. I love Stephen Furtick. Rohn, R-O-H-N. Jack Canfield is a great one. Stephen Furtick, F-U-R-T-I-C-K. Yeah, there's the book, yeah. Awesome. Who else has questions? Apparently we went fast. Yeah.
How do you get a potential loyal customer off the fence and to sign up? Like, you've been working with them for a while?
So how do you get a potential loyal customer off the fence to sign?
Yeah.
I think there's a couple different things. First of all, like, do you have a relationship with them? Do they trust you? Do they, you got to take a look at that. But if they keep saying they're going to, then I would just say, hey, just curious. You said you were interested. You've given me dates to get back to you. It's never the right time. Like, what's up? Are you still interested? Or another good one too. Has anybody had anybody go to the witness protection program where you message them and then you never hear from them again? So I learned this a long time ago. Steve, you have a tip too. Is you can play the whole like sorry if I offended you. Like, that's a nice way to do it, but I kind of like to take the funny route. So using those GIFs in Facebook Messenger, GIF, you know, and being like, hey, you could do that. Or, hey, were you abducted by aliens? Like, what happened? I hope you're okay, let me know. How's life on Mars? Like, just ask them, and it'll make it funny, and they'll come back to you and start up conversation again. But just ask, that's what you have to do. Like, what's up? You told me you were interested, and, you know, apparently next Friday never came. Like, what's going on?
Okay, I've used the alien one once. I've tried Candy Dempsey's, hated I attend to. But what I found works best for me, and this is the beauty of it, we all have different things. I message them and say, hey, you know, we talked a while back about you being a loyal customer. Well, my upline just challenged me to sign 5 loyal customers this week. What would you like to order, and can we get that in on Friday? Because they're getting paid on Friday, right? And so then if that's Monday or Tuesday, then I'm following up with them on Thursday because they're getting paid on Friday.
Just
ask for the order.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on the situation too. Like, if they've been on the fence, and I mean, there's just so many ways you can do it. There's no perfect answer, there's no right or wrong, but ultimately you just gotta be a little uncomfortable, you gotta be bold, and you just have to ask. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe a dumb one, but I've done a couple times that I can buy your product online for cheaper.
Awesome! You know what? I could buy it on Amazon too, but it's not guaranteed by the company. It's most likely expired. I mean, there's just, yeah, you're not going to have any customer service. It's not from the company. So I just kind of use that, like, oh, you sure that stuff is expired? Or I saw somebody once selling like a half open bottle of Fat Fighters. Like, who does that? That's weird. And who buys that? Ew! No. So that's what I would be. I'd be like, ew. I wouldn't want to buy that. Why would you want to buy something that's like expired? No, I can get you the fresh stuff and the customer service and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I have one more too. So
Okay, real quick though, but let them know that, you know, if they buy it offline, they're not getting credit for it being part of their loyal customer program, and they're not earning the perk points. And it's